Hey guys, this is V. Rigoni, Max, high performance real estate entrepreneur, and we'll be talking about why is it real estate. In other words, why is it that you should invest in real estate? Why is it that real estate has been a vehicle for generations to get wealthy, for generations in order to keep wealth safe? So before we do that, remember, if you like the content, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. What the heck? Don't forget about a question or a comment. Even if it's hate, hey, it amuses me. At my age, you think I really give a shit about someone who says something in a pejorative way about me? I don't care. I find it amusing. So step up, make a comment. We'll talk to you then about that comment. So anyhow, why is it real estate? Because real estate is the one thing that anybody can invest in. And you're saying, well, yeah, but how can I invest in it? I don't have any money, I got a job, but I have no money, this and that. You're going to have the 3, 4, 5 reasons why you can't invest in it. I don't have a down payment, or their credit is low, or their family says, hey, they're not responsible enough to be able to buy a house, or whatever. They're too young. I mean, these reasons go on and on. Everybody in their house always rented. There are multiple reasons why people think that they can't get it going. Well, yeah, but you got to overcome these things. The reason why real estate is so easy because you can start where you are living. There's real estate all around you, everywhere, right? You walk outside, there's apartment buildings, there's single-family houses, there's businesses that are in commercial buildings. You don't have to go somewhere else in order to do what you want to do. Now, you may eventually, as you move forward, buy in other locations that might be better, but I don't care if you're in Pueblo, Colorado. It doesn't matter where you're at. You can find real estate that is a good value, that will offer a rent, and you can improve it, and you can make money. You see, that's the crazy part about it, is because you don't need anything but some sweat, some equity. You build it up. It's so simple. Now, it's one of those things where they say, things can be very simple, but they're not easy. Well, real estate, in the beginning, especially when you first get it going, once you get past some of the basic hurdles, it's not only simple, it's also easy. Because at every street corner, there's a bank. Well, there's less street corner banks than there used to be, but you know what I'm saying. And these places, all they want to do is lend you money on a mortgage to buy a house. You have all these people trying to give you money. I've always said now, if you walk into a bank and you say, hey, can I borrow $50,000, to buy your stock on the New York Stock Exchange or wherever it is listed, right? They're going to laugh at you. But if you walk in there and say, can I borrow $200,000 because I'm looking at this property, it's a duplex or a single family, I'm going to move into it in the beginning. You don't have to tell them you're going to rent it out later on. You're just going to move it in the beginning. They're going to sit down and say, come sit down and talk to us. What's your credit score? Let's run your credit and see what that looks like. How much you make. They're going to start to pre-qualify you. They laughed at you when you wanted to borrow the money to buy their stock, but they're going to sit there and have a serious conversation. And they don't care if you're 22 years old. They don't care if you're 32 or 42 or 52. It doesn't matter. If you financially qualify, then you can go ahead and buy it with a residential mortgage. Now, if it's a conventional, you could turn around and rent it out. It doesn't matter. If it's an FHA loan, then you got to live in it for at least a year. That doesn't mean you can't hack out some of the bedrooms and rent out some of the bedrooms to some of the other people you know. There's always a way. You can always, as long as it's staying legal and ethical, what's the problem? But my point is, the reason why real estate, it's the dream of the middle class. It is the one way you can get out of where you're at. Yes. Is there another way? Can you build a business? Absolutely. Can you start a business and build it? Yes. But there's a long runway for that. It takes different kinds of capital. All those. I'm not saying don't go do your own thing. But the thing about real estate is you need a place to live anyways. So figure out how to house hack that. Move in, rent out some of the other bedrooms, rent out the basement, rent out the garage. I don't give a shit. There's ways to make that property work for you in multiple ways. And then you've got money coming in. Now, is it going to make you rich because you went out and bought a house? No. Unless it was in Palm Springs, 30 years ago or, somewhere like that. But you had to wait 30 years for it to get to that place where you could say it made you rich. I don't want you to have to wait 30 years. Within 5 to 10 years, anybody who starts in real estate and does it right become worth multiple millions of dollars within 5 to 10 years. Now, do you have to follow some principles? Absolutely. Do you have to follow the ability, get the ability to raise money for yourself? In other words, you got to get a down payment together. You may need to get a second down payment. How do you figure out how that works? There's a system around all of it. It's very primary. It's very simple. And again, what makes real estate more fun is that it's also pretty easy. Because in the beginning, you're going to learn how to do your own property management. You're going to be the one that's going to find the tenants. You're going to be the one that's going to go over there and when in between tenants and clean out the house. Oh, you said it's going to be fun. I get it. You know what's fun is when you sit there and you figure out that it just went up by $30,000, $40,000. I know someone that's buying a house right now in Florida. All right, they're getting a price. They got the price. It's already sitting there. It's already been it's already been negotiated. They get a phone call from their real estate agent. The real estate agent says, "Hey, they just got another backup offer for $30,000 more. 30 more." Now, what does that tell me? What should that tell this person as the person buying this house? Is that when they close on this house, they're going to have about $30,000 of equity beyond their down payment because the marketplace is already saying that there are people that are willing to pay them more money. When was the last time you did anything where within 24 hours of doing something, someone told you that it's worth $30,000 more, and that's your equity once you close on the building? Now, that's real estate. That's fun, but you got to be able to get past the hurdles of it because it's a whole nother different language. It's a whole nother system. You're used to getting up, going to work, doing what you do at work, and you're probably really good at it. But now you got to go learn something new. And oh my God, who the hell wants to learn something new? I'm being facetious, but hey, the way you make money is learning new things. I've always said the amount of, basically that the amount of money that I have missed out on in my life because of my own ignorance. And somebody will probably give me a comment and say, yeah, I think you're pretty ignorant too. I already did it, so you don't have to leave that one. But in any case, the amount of money that I have missed out because of my own ignorance is insane. It's what you don't know that costs you money. What you do know right now is making you money. You go to work, you do your job. That's what you know. That's what makes you money. How about figuring out some other ways to make money? That might be instead of buying that single family house, if you're in an area that has duplexes or small apartment buildings, 1 and 2 unit and 3 unit buildings, you can instead go buy a duplex or an apartment building. Well, how can I do that? I can't afford all those payments. Well, those rents, current rents, they count towards the mortgage qualification. That's right. They count towards the mortgage qualification. There's ways around everything. It's the knowledge. It's getting the information. Yes, you have to have mindset. It starts with mindset, but it quickly goes from mindset to activity around creating the wealth. And so you have to have a vehicle which that you can attach to it in order to drive you to that wealth. Well, that's where real estate comes in. It is the easiest vehicle to jump on board and start to drive towards wealth. And one of the reasons too is because everybody they need shelter. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. What's the first level? Food, shelter. So you're entering a business that provides the basics. I don't give a shit how much AI has to do with everything else. You still need a roof. Shelter will not be replaced by AI. Your job is probably going to get curtailed or replaced by AI, but not your roof. Someone had to go out there. It's got to be built, whether it's built on site, built in a factory, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's still got to get built and then maintained. So my point is that if you're looking for a vehicle and you say to yourself, well, I don't understand the stock market. Well, hell, I was a financial advisor for 20 years. I don't understand the stock market either. It doesn't matter. You don't need to understand the stock market. You don't need to understand the options market. You don't need to understand the commodities market. You don't need to understand the crypto market. Real estate will get you rich. It just will take a little bit more time than putting all your money on one stock and hoping that the next day it makes you rich, because it's just as likely to make you poor. Do you ever hear the two truths? The first truth is the fastest way to get wealthy is buy one stock and put all your money in it. And the fastest way to go broke is put all your money in it, one stock. It just depends on which direction it's going and which direction you hope it goes. With real estate, it'll methodically make you wealthy. And as you invest in real estate, you'll learn more. And then you'll be able to buy multifamily buildings. You'll be able to buy commercial buildings. There's more than one way to do real estate. And I'm telling you, learn more information. You know, one of the things that I didn't realize, even though I watched my grandparents in real estate, I watched my father in real estate, I was more focused towards the resale of real estate, more the selling of real estate. And I had to wake up and say, hey, just because I own a real estate office doesn't mean I've created any wealth. Then I had to get busy creating wealth and buying more properties. And as I've said before, I ended up with over $1.5 million. It was like close to $2 million worth of real estate at the time. This was in the 90s with over $1 million worth of equity. I started with one house, $30,000 single family, 700 square foot house. And within 10 years, I had a dozen homes. And that's when I slept on the sofa watching TV for the first 3 or 4 years until I woke up and said, this is bullshit, and started to apply that. You know, I wasn't born with the silver spoon, but you know, when you're born with something that you think you know, you just think, well, it's there, I'd do it, it's no big deal. Until you wake up and start doing it, what your parents did and what your grandparents did has nothing to do with what you're doing. So the first 3, 4 years after I got married, all I did was watch football. So when I tell people to get the hell off the couch and forget about football and forget about baseball and start building some wealth, I had to tell myself that first. But real estate was there and I understood it. I owned a real estate office. So investing in real estate became very easy. It was just like turning on a switch. Now for you guys, it might be more difficult. Well, that's why there's people like me to help you understand that which you don't know in order to be able to take the activity, take the movement, take the position to get yourself right and get yourself in the right direction when it comes to what vehicle are you going to use. And if it's real estate, then you're listening to the right guy. If it's the stock market, you're not. If it's crypto, you're not. But if it's real estate, if it's business, you are. So to listen more, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're going to get deeper and deeper into this real estate because it's coming. The opportunity is coming, and I want you guys to be able to participate in it. So let's get out there. Let's make it happen. And what do I always tell you? Think big, baby. But you got to start now, and you got to grow fast. Talk to you soon. Let's get out there. Let's make it happen.